Spotlight series on Charles Grodin.
Hello. How's everyone doing?
Yay!
You came just about a minute too late. About 45 seconds earlier would have saved us all a lot of embarrassment.
First off, great show, guys. Nice to meet you all. Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, buddy?
I just want to let you know this episode's sponsored by White Claw Surge.
Nice.
Danny, that's for you.
Nice.
And our co-sponsor, Truly.
Oh, nice. Oh, our nemesis. Actually, that Truly drinking is pretty good. Actually,
The lemonade. The lemonades are bomb.
Yes, I was going to say the lemonade. Yeah, 100%. In fact, a year ago we had a 4th of July party. Side story, and somebody left a bunch of Trulies, and I drank some of them. I wasn't feeling it. Whatever they're doing this year is working.
The lemonades.
Oh, it's great. Black cherry, pretty good. Yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know how they get it to taste that way with 1 gram of sugar and like.
Yeah, that laboratory is on point for sure.
Yeah.
Have you tried the iced tea? They've got an iced tea
no.
now. It's awesome.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Hold
It's
on,
awesome.
I'm on it.
The only problem is the White Claws make you burp so much.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah, it's like it's either choose burping.
I can
or
handle
choose a
that.
Beer belly. Choose burping or a beer belly. I'll take the burping.
Back in my day, we would just snort an 8-ball off of our hands in the bar, like men.
My day too, sir.
That
But now I've been
that day was
reduced to White
yesterday.
Claw.
Yeah,
That day was
Which
yesterday.
brings us to our next sponsor, 8-Ball. No.
Oh, no, the next sponsor is somebody left some Miller High Lifes. I haven't had one of these in like 25 years.
No,
I'm on it.
I have one. I have 2 of those in my fridge right now. I cannot
Really?
fucking get rid of them. I
Yeah,
cannot get rid of them. Everyone who comes over, I'm like, hey man, you guys want a Miller High Life?
Yeah, that's a just in case.
You got to promise to turn it into a pipe and smoke out of it.
They will
Negative.
not-
That's all.
Maybe that'll move the product.
That's Alzheimer's.
All of my guests will not drink the Miller High Life. They're like, "What's up with that last Truly?" I'm like, "That's mine."
Nice,
I'm like,
nice.
I'm like, dude, but I got a cold Miller High Life. It's a champagne of beers, man. What's up? Grab it, dude. It's ice cold. They're like,
Yeah.
I'll just have some cranberry juice.
Hold on, I got one of Danny's burps coming. It's stuck. Excuse me. The show's clearly off the rails.
Yes, it is.
By
Yes,
the way,
that has happened.
Mr. David Lockhart, I totally related what you were talking about. My friends and I used to shoot shit all the time in a day or two, and I always try to take the directing responsibilities, but we would share it kind of equally too. You know, like if the idea was cool, we would just go for it. So
Yeah,
fuck yeah, dude.
I try to implement that in today's films. Doesn't always fly. Someone wants to know who the director is.
Oh yeah,
But yeah,
There needs to be a leader for sure on a production.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I don't want to deviate too much, but that was our deviation. Spotlight on Charles Grodin, but we're going to do a tiny spotlight. We're just going to show kind of the starter pack of Charles Grodin because he passed away last week.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, so he was born April 21st, 1935, and he passed away last week, as I said. So again, starter pack of films. I actually, in preparation, because when somebody passes, I want to do a bit about their life and especially their work. And I try to watch or consume as much as I can. But with 2 kids, another on the way, and full-time work, a little tricky. So some of these titles that are coming up, I haven't seen in probably 20, 25 years. Heads up. But we're just going to get right into it. The Heartbreak Kid, in my opinion, is probably one of his best fucking movies ever, ever, ever. I don't know if you've seen it, but there was a remake with Ben Stiller by the Farrelly brothers, which is actually pretty good. But anybody remember this one or have seen the remake?
The original.
I saw the remake.
Classic film.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I missed this one.
It's worth checking out. It's in
I
fact
definitely
it's totally on YouTube, the whole movie.
I definitely will. I will check it out after Pornhub tonight.
Right on. Right. But then again, I mean,
no, you gotta do
Tease-
Pornhub at the end of the night.
yeah, because you're gonna
No,
go to
you're
sleep.
right. You're right.
You're gonna go to sleep.
What are you talking about? You're on Pornhub right now.
He's got 2 monitors. He's got 2 monitors.
This format does lends itself to different activities in the upper half and the lower half.
He's a multitasker. He's a multitasker.
Thank you.
But for those that don't know the background of this, basically Charles Grodin, he gets married to this woman because they have to have sex after marriage because she's virtuous, and she becomes a different woman after, and they go on their honeymoon, and she's just completely like fucking nuts. And also, he's got a touch of grass is always greener almost immediately. Like once he conquers the woman, he's like out of there. So he meets Sybil Shepherd, a very young Sybil Shepherd. This is pre-Taxi Driver. Okay, Sybil Shepherd. Yeah, so she's super young, and she's hilarious. Well, she's not hilarious, but she's I want to say she steals the show. But it's definitely Charles Grodin's picture, and I think it's cool to watch him as like it's literally resting on his shoulders the entire movie, and he just bullshits his way out of this scene and that scene, and I can't recommend it enough. And I think Ben Stiller in the remake actually did a really like killer homage to the movie. So I would say watch this one on YouTube or whatever the fuck. I don't think Amazon's even streaming this. And then check out the Stiller one. Moving forward.
There you go.
Seems like old times. Anybody? Chevy Chase, Goldie Hawn?
Love it.
What's this
Amazing.
Seems
like old times. Yeah. This one's solid. This is post Foul Play with Chevy Chase and Goldie Hawn. It's really kind of, I don't want to say their movie, but basically Goldie Hawn is married to Charles Grodin in this picture, and her ex-husband, Chevy Chase, was forced to rob a bank, and he takes refuge with them in their house. Comedy ensues. The end. Moving forward. Check it out. I'm going to try to get through this quick.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. This one is one I watched all the time as a kid, and it's really Lily Tomlin's movie, but The Incredible Shrinking Woman. Anybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw it like 50 times.
Oh, yeah.
Showtime.
I loved it. Hysterical.
Right there. And it's cool because they have like a lot of camera trickery as she's getting smaller and smaller. And as evidenced in The Heartbreak Kid, his kind of think quick on his feet kind of acting, but also underacting, but also hysterical acting. He's almost the Diane Keaton of hysterical actors. Like nobody does hysteria better than Diane Keaton. And I think Charles Grodin is like the counterpart to that. But yeah, he plays her husband, and he's an he works for an ad agency, and she ends up getting with one of the products shrunk. But check it out. The end. Moving forward. Yeah. So this one I haven't seen in years, probably 15 years. But I remember basically the Lonely Guy, as you can see. Steve Martin is a lonely guy, and in New York City, there's a bunch of lonely guys, as I recall. And I think that what happens, Steve Martin ends up, I think he writes a column or something about lonely guys, and he gets, pretty famous, like Playboy Magazine, so on and so forth. But what steals the show is he before his fame, he has meetings in Central Park with Charles Grodin, like daily. And the shit they talk about is fucking golden. This is Seinfeld before Seinfeld. This is mundane conversations. This is talking about how, because Charles Grodin has thinning hair, and they're talking about a haircut and how, Michael Landon, for example, should be charged $400, but he's not. And Charles Grodin, who has less hair, is charged more. And then they talk about how bums have a full head of hair, and it just goes on and on and on. If anything, watch it for those sequences. So. Anybody remember this movie at all? We're going to start getting into very familiar Charles Grodin territory, but.
Yeah, it is a rarity. I never even heard of this movie. I don't recall.
Really? It's so good.
I know. I'm surprised, but
yeah, he's he's more supporting for sure. He's got a total story arc, but it's clearly Steve Martin's picture.
Anthony, you mind if I just chime in for a quick?
Please. Yeah, I feel like I'm oral reporting.
What is going on behind you right there?
Let's remove this if we can. Killer. So I'm in my basement.
What is going on back there?
Yeah. So I grew up in LA, the Valley, and we didn't have basements. And once we moved to North Atlanta, I'm like, holy fuck, we got a basement. I'm not going to squander it. So I built a 80s video store, all VHS.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's how you get bitches right there.
Yeah. If only my wife swung. No. So I got an adults only section. The light's not on there.
Man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And there's real big box tapes in there.
That is badass, dude.
It branches off into other rooms that are all VHS.
I didn't mean to break you off, but I just
no.
I couldn't.
That is awesome.
I can't tell if they're records, DVDs, CDs, Blu-rays. I can't even tell. But
I have laser discs in the that room.
I
But,
actually have laser discs on my wall in my studio just for ambiance
Nice.
because they look like big CDs.
Oh yeah,
And I get the 15-year-old kids in here, the rappers, and they're like, "What is this on your wall?" I'm like, "Oh, that's cute."
they're like it's a Grammy. This is because I sold 1 million units.
Yeah.
Like it looks like yeah.
Anyway,
So,
sorry, moving on.
No. All right, so the next movie, I have to throw this on. Okay, the best thing about this movie is the poster.
Agreed.
This is probably the biggest stain on his career. Whether he enjoyed making it or not, it's a horrible train wreck. It is the worst of the worst. I will happily never watch this movie again as long as I live.
Wow.
And I've seen it probably 3 times, sadly. The last time was for research. So Last Resort, he's overstressed. He lives in Chicago, I believe, and they go to this Club Sands, which I believe is mistakenly is a sex resort. And so he takes his family there. Again, I mean, this is no Exit to Eden. Not that that's a good movie, but at least that movie has moments, as bad as it is. But yeah, Last Resort. It looks like it was shot on the backside of like Catalina Island, and not like the good side at all. It looks like it was made for $7 with no charm. And I can't tell you enough how shitty this movie is. It's so bad. It's
The
so
poster
bad.
looks so good though. That's
The poster.
It's enticing. That poster is enticing.
Dude, when I was
It is.
nine, I vividly remember opening the newspaper, and that was a very important piece for me as a kid. Was that, that ad? It was I clipped it out. So, yeah.
Somewhere a kid needed an extra minute or two before he could get up.
Oh
He
yeah,
was looking at that poster.
It's almost like
relax. Get the family out in the car. I'll be out there in a few minutes. Leave me alone.
yeah, it's almost like Donna Dixon vibes right there.
Aside from the fact that she lost her hips in the war.
She did, I know. But when you're 9, see, I was all about like, doesn't matter at the time. Okay, moving forward. So terrible film, fucking awful, terrible fucking film. But I have to give one shout out to its new Concord, which is Corman Company. So Julie Corman, Roger Corman's, I believe, daughter, produced it. And they were producing content for VHS home video, but it actually got released in theaters. But again, avoid the film. It's not even a movie to fold laundry and watch to. It's so bad. Like, gift it to somebody you really don't like.
An enemy.
Okay?
Yeah.
If you find out you have 2 hours to live, watch the movie. It'll seem like 6.
What he's saying is don't even wish it on your enemy.
Or if you have to watch
saying
or
wish it
torture
on
someone.
Yeah. What? Yeah. No, but if you're interested in Charles Grodin's body of work, check it out. And don't even clean. I don't know what the fuck to do. Just avoid it. Just don't watch it. Watch a trailer.
Sniff glue. While you're sniffing glue, put on the movie.
Let's get past, because I don't want to hijack everybody. So the Couch Trip I haven't seen in years, but beyond that, I'm definitely, up to reviews. So the Couch Trip is kind of
right?
This is really Dan Aykroyd's movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of like The Lonely Guy in that Steve Martin's. It's his film, but this is like kind of like taking care of business in that there's like identity swap. Dan Aykroyd swaps the identity of Charles Grodin, and Walter Matthau understands he's a con man, so he gets in on the game, if I recall correctly. And it's got moments, but I'll probably throw it in the old in-store telly in the next week or so. But I haven't seen this in years. But it's Charles Grodin's body of work. I wanted to throw that out there. I do recall that when Dan Aykroyd's not on screen, the movie lags a bit. Moving forward. Everybody's seen this one. If you haven't, you've heard of it.
Yeah.
Midnight Run.
Amazing.
Classic.
Yes. Any thoughts, gentlemen? Any thoughts?
That was De
I'm gonna
Niro's
watch it
first
tonight.
comedy, wasn't it? That was De Niro's first comedy, I think,
I mean,
wasn't it?
yeah. I mean, he played the straight guy, but yes, I think you're correct.
I think
You
that was
should've
the
stopped
first
with that
time he ever
one.
did a comedy. What was that?
He should have stopped with
What was that,
that.
Jesse?
It's just well, from Last Resort to Midnight Run. No, heads up. So if I recall correctly, Last Resort was 86. So Couch Trip was 88, and this movie was 88. So he was outputting some stuff. But Midnight Run, De Niro's a bounty hunter, basically. And he takes in Charles Grodin, who's embezzled money, I believe, from a mob, if I recall correctly. And I think he gave it away. But regardless, there's a fat bounty, and De Niro's going to take him in because he wants it. This is like almost like a retirement job. And it's like almost Planes, Trains, and Automobiles after Planes, Trains, and Automobiles since it's 88. But it's definitely no comparison. But there's similarities to it in that he's trying to get him across, the nation. It's pretty fucking good, And Charles Grodin super shines. I think he almost harkens back to the Heartbreak Kid, not as a fast talking used car salesman, but kind of like that. I don't know. There's a bit of a charm. I don't know. So has everybody seen this? I know that David has.
Yes.
Okay.
100.
And
Yep.
Jesse is getting another Truly.
And I think the key to a film like this really is somebody with Grodin's sensibilities or how he plays things understated can carry it, but can't move it as well. Someone else has to move the action, in my opinion, because it's difficult for someone that understated to do that. And I think that's what makes the movie work in my opinion.
Yeah. And it's definitely a bit of the odd couple, You got two different personalities. And it's funny, there's a moment, if I recall, where De Niro is talking with Grodin. He's like, here we are, or maybe vice versa. Here we are talking like a couple of fellas. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is almost like the scene from Heat, years later.
Yeah.
Here we are talking like a couple of guys, we could be homies. However, we've got this business to handle that separates us. But anyway, a hell of a piece of work by Grodin and De Niro. I totally recommend it at the end. Probably the highlight of his career.
Agreed.
In my opinion.
No, agreed.
This next one's a huge favorite of mine. I've brought this up numerous times. Taking Care of Business. Anybody?
And I love that movie.
Mr. Lockhart, you got to get on this. And this is not a folding laundry movie. This is a get your favorite drink or a cup of tea or whatever the hell and relax and enjoy it. It's definitely a timestamp from 1990. But Jim Belushi escapes prison to go because he wins tickets on the radio to go see the Cubs win the World Series. So he, escapes prison, and it's a mistaken identity kind of thing. It's an identity theft movie. He gets ad exec Charles Grodin's Filofax organizer and takes his identity, and basically it's like, Charles Grodin goes here. James Belushi takes his life, as I said, and he's rags to riches, dude. He's living large, okay? And I like this movie so much. I don't know if you can see it, but I got a spinning mobile up there.
Nice.
Yeah, that's fake. Little vacation shout out, but
Yeah.
So it's super like whoever wrote this script. Actually, J.J. Abrams co-wrote the script.
Wow.
Did he really?
He did, yeah. I believe he's credited as Jeffrey Abrams.
Wow.
Yeah. Totally almost wrote it for Charles Grodin because it's like, it's that hysteria again. Like you're going to just watch him just get in this situation and that situation and just kind of scream his way out of it. But it's not annoying. It's pretty funny. But it's really...
Jim Belushi's hysterical.
It's Belushi's picture. Yeah.
He's incredible.
Yeah, and it's funny because I did see a interview with Grodin where he was saying it was one of the funnest sets he had ever worked on. And when Grodin passed, Belushi did a Instagram post saying it was literally the most exciting and fun set he had ever worked on. And and it really just shines through in terms of chemistry. Like everyone's having fun in this movie. There's really not a mean bone in its body, even though he's a car thief who stole somebody's identity and is living their life and is, it's awesome. So check it out. 4 stars. Moving forward.
Ba-ba-ba.
Yeah, I went here. I fucking went here, gentlemen. Sponsored by
Dude,
Club.
I just met Beethoven the dog. I was out the other night at Michael's restaurant. That's a shout out to my buddy's restaurant. And this giant Saint Bernard comes in, giant, and you would have thought Brad Pitt came in. The whole restaurant. It was outside area, but everybody was like, "Oh my god!" gasping.
I got to be honest. If Brad Pitt came in, people would be like this.
Right.
But if Saint Bernard comes in, like, "What's up?"
Here's the crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing. It was Beethoven's grandson. This dog was related to this dog in this movie.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be my anxiety dog. I mean, that's a way to pick up women. Sorry. Hey,
But
remember
how
Beethoven?
crazy is that?
Remember Beethoven's Fifth? Because
Now,
they
if
made
you
like
want-
100 of these.
If you want her to be a fun woman, you keep the barrel of scotch underneath the dog's neck.
I would like to
Boom.
bring Susanna in for this segment if possible.
It's either that or Beethoven's dog or a fucking 80s video store in your basement. That's how you get.
Oh, nice. Right on, brother. Dude, I should give you the fucking full tour, dude, after this. If you're going to hang out for the after party, I'll
I'm gonna
totally give
fly
you a
out
full
there
tour.
and come check this shit out. Would you
Dude.
be mad if I did a 90s video store in my studio?
No, not at all, bro. Dude, I was inspired by another person who actually, long story short, well, I should tell you this in the after party. But yeah, I was inspired by somebody else, and I've been working on this for about 3.5 years. It's my lady calls it one more thing video. Because I'm literally always adding to it. It's
Of course,
problem.
you have to.
Obsession.
80s never ends. 80s never ends.
I can't believe I just met the grandson of this, and you're putting it on. I didn't know you were going to bring this on. That's amazing.
Oh,
That's
well, yeah,
amazing.
the grandson.
2 nights ago, I met him. 2
Excuse
nights
me.
ago.
Oh, that's badass. Well, Susanna, let's talk about this, dude. And I got some good shit to say about Beethoven. It's actually it gets clowned, which I actually don't understand. But go for it.
So this is my favorite Charles Grodin movie because he plays the quintessential dad who hates every dog, anyway. So my mom, we watched this so many times. My mom went out and got a Saint Bernard and she named him Beethoven.
Oh, that's great.
And
Wow.
then, so we moved and we had to give that one away and she got another one and she named that one Beethoven too.
Wow.
Beethoven second.
The second.
Right.
Yeah.
Beethoven
Yeah.
Jr.
Yeah.
It was funny. Yeah. Really mean dog. Really mean. But yeah.
So, has
Ooh.
anyone seen this movie? I know it's written off very
Yep.
easily.
Love it.
Yeah.
Loved
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Love
So, this was written by Edmond Dantes, and I covered this in another segment.
John Hughes.
It's a pen name for John Hughes. John Hughes
Wow.
wrote this story
Right.
and the
Right.
screenplay, as a
Wow.
matter of fact. For whatever reason, he took his name off it, and probably because he wasn't satisfied with the executive decisions on how it turned out, or this and this and that, whatever the fuck, or it was just a hired gun. But at the end of the day, it's kind of a fun fucking movie. It's shot very well by Brian Levant. And Charles Grodin they realize exactly who they needed for this role. It's basically the counterpart, as I said, of Diane Keaton, Charles Grodin. Somebody to get fucking hysterical because a dog is on the bed fucking after it's been just molesting itself in mud. So it's basically, if you want to watch, and I hate to say this because he has just passed, if you want to watch Charles Grodin get a heart attack every 5 minutes, you watch this movie. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's again, I can't recommend it enough. It's super fun, not a mean bone in its body. The end. Moving forward, and they made two. They made he was in 2 of these, I believe. Yeah. This one's fun too. It's no one, but it's enjoyable. Moving forward, this one's fucked up. This one's fucked up. This one's weird.
Not Clifford, man.
This one's weird. No, there's nothing wrong with this movie, but everything
my
wrong
dog.
with this movie.
Not my dog.
Okay, so what's interesting about Clifford is if you replaced Martin Short with an actual 10-year-old boy, it'd be a horror movie. Okay? And it almost is, because he ain't convincing as a 10-year-old kid. It's like you're 35, bro. Okay,
Right.
but there's something interesting about this movie and something not cool about it at the same time. Okay. So if you're folding laundry, this is your folding laundry film right here. And again, if you want to watch Charles Grodin have a heart attack 700 times, because he knew what he was signing up for. He's like, oh yeah, I need to freak out every 5 minutes. All right, I'm your guy. Cool. Anyway, Charles Grodin went on to do several other pictures, drama pictures as well, TV, this and that. He was also a political commentator on news segments here and there. But yeah, I just want to spotlight his body of work real quick in case anybody wanted to rent one or buy something on Amazon, to give a little shout out to Grodin. But I can't recommend enough. Midnight Run. Midnight Train with John Voight's pretty good. Midnight Run, Taking Care of Business is great. Beethoven's fun. Lonely Guy, Heartbreak Kid. The end.
Nice.
Thank you for
Awesome.
There
listening.
you go.
Nice job, man.
God bless. I always feel like it's an
I'm
oral
actually-
report when I do this spotlight series. Like, hey, in front of the class. Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely watch some of those. Thank you.
Heartbreak Kid's badass, dude. Again, it's on YouTube streaming, free. Just hang out. It's just fun. Yeah.
Charles Grodin had a talk show for a short period of time, and I was on the street in New York, and they said I could ask a question. They had, they were getting people on the street to ask questions, and I was one of the questions he chose. And
I
it
wonder
was
if it's on
some question
YouTube.
about, huh?
I wonder if it's on YouTube.
It might be. It might
The Chevy
be. But I
Chase
asked
show's
something
on
about being
YouTube.
actor. Yeah, I asked him something about being an actor, and he actually answered the question on the show that night. So
Nice.
I was a huge fan of his.
Oh, cool.
And,
So the last time you saw it, was it live? Like when it aired, when the show aired, was the last time you saw it?
Yeah.
Wow. How long ago do you think that was?
Oh man, I was young. I was
90s?
I don't want to tell anybody how old I am. It was a
Well, you
long
were born
time.
in 94 or pre other segments. You said you were born when Speed came out.
No, I didn't. Oh, right.
Yeah, you did.
Is that a
Come on,
good
man.
age? Is that a good age?
I'm Rain Man with years, bro. Come on.
Wow.
Listen, everybody
All right,
that was
so I
born
wanna-
the year you were born is tied with you by being alive. There's nothing wrong with being your age.
autograph in his yearbook.
Mel Brooks would
Okay,
appreciate
guys.
that joke.